With an aging WWE roster, we're always calling out for some new blood. But what we did not want is a new bloodline. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And what we're getting is not what we want, or at least it looks like we're getting it, as Tatanka has called out the bloodline. He's called out Roman Reigns, and it would appear that his sons have been given the green light to give WWE a red light. Because make no mistake about it, that's what all these guys are. They ain't showstoppers like Shawn Michaels. They stop the show. They're the red traffic lights. When they come out, we literally say stop. When you see these guys, I think of red lights. I think of red ratings under 1 mil. Everything that you can just associate bad, I just assume that it's going to be the same thing with this new version of a Native American bloodline. Nobody wanted a Samoan bloodline. We didn't want a second bloodline with Tatanka and all those shitty guys, and JC Mateo is not even part of it, but they stick him in anyway because he looks like he is. Bronson Reed as well. He featured last year or whatever, 2 years ago in the Survivor Series Brand War match or whatever that was. And now we've got Tatanka bringing his sons into WWE and challenging the established bloodline, Roman Reigns' bloodline. And honestly, for me, these are just a bunch of fucking guys that look, they've got the tribal tattoos, and they all look like Jason Momoa. I guess Roman Reigns looks like him the most, but I mean, apart from Roman Reigns, they all look a bit more retarded. Roman Reigns is the only one that actually looks like a star, but even he himself looks like a pound version, a dollar version of Jason Momoa.
Yeah, he absolutely does. I like Tatanka, right? I think Tatanka was always a decent worker, a decent mid-carder. But, but the problem for me here is I don't care enough about Tatanka to care about his children. And hell, look at WWE. We've had The Rock's daughter come in, absolutely ranked rotten. Just because you're the daughter or related to someone who's actually great doesn't mean you are good. And another thing, this problem has actually stemmed in wrestling for decades.
Yeah, but hold on. Tatanka actually had a gimmick. Tatanka, he played into the whole Native America culture, his own bloodline. We've seen with these new, we can't do that, it's stereotypical. I mean, what?
Well, this might not work.
See when you look at the bloodline, they don't come across as a bunch of Samoans. They come across as like a gang almost, a mafia gang.
No, they do, but you've had the bloodline.
I remember Peter Burry doesn't want. Oh, do you want them to come out with the face paint? Well, isn't that how the Usos got over in the first place?
But see, you could do something cool, right? Where outside a wrestling ring, if they actually did stories and vignettes and like, I mean, I don't fucking know. They could do anything. But it's like, see the people within the actual group, they've got to be good. I'll take you back to what, 97, 98. We had a black power group and a white power group. One worked, one didn't. And why didn't one work? Because the Truth Commission didn't really have anybody in it. But the Nation had the likes of The Rock, had Farouk, had D'Lo Brown, had Mustafa.
Guys with personality.
And it's not like one worked because one was different than the other. One worked because there was actually good people in it.
Yeah, Godfather's massively underrated. See, you think the Godfather's a great talker, great look as well.
Yeah, and that's why this won't.
I mean, Mark Henry was undoubtedly the weakest part of the Nation, but he was the world's strongest man, so he was allowed to be in it.
The Bloodline worked a couple of years.
D'Lo Brown, best European champion of all time.
No, I know, but the Bloodline worked a couple of years ago, right? Because it had Reigns in it, it had The Rock in it, it had Heyman as a mouthpiece, and it had the Usos, right? Who, say what you want, they have been a decent tag team the past 15 years. But this Bloodline version of Tatanka, it's just not going to work. It's going to be the exact same gimmick apart from other Native Indians, but there's nothing to suggest that.
A bunch of Native Americans versus a bunch of Samoan Americans, and they're all, I mean, I bet there's going to be nothing to separate them. Like, you look at the MTS or the Bloodline, it's just going to be like a faction with 4 or 5 people in it who all look identical.
I didn't mind DOA.
No, but look at the Nation. You brought them up. They were all different. Yeah, they might have been going for the whole We Are the Nation, Black Power thing, but the Rock was different from Farouk. Mark Henry was different from D'Lo Brown.
For the same reason, different NWO factions work compared to the others, right? Like I said, DOA. DOA's alright, but none of them had personality. They were all like bald big guys and some had hair. But then you compare it to Aces. Aces and Aces just done much better because they're better people in it. You can have similar gimmicks, but it's all about the people that's in it. It doesn't matter what they're proposing here. It's about the people that are in it. If they can't deliver on it, then it's gonna suck.
Yeah, but what's going to be the difference? I think we could all agree that the Bloodline versus the new Bloodline sucked.
Yes.
What's going to be the
Well,
difference?
it's going to be watered
This is
down.
going to be the same thing,
but worse.
but with worse people, less recognizable people.
It's going to be the B side of the new versus old, leading against an even worse version.
So anyway, Triple H, apparently Tatanka's sons caught the eyes of Triple H at
way, brother?
Saturday night's main event about 3 months ago, and Tatanka came out and said the following. He said, quote, Triple H sees both of my boys. He says they've got to get in the Performance Center now. Tatanka revealed.
Is that what Tatanka's got?
End of quote.
I gotta see my boy.
He did. He says that Shawn Michaels has referred to them as two studs, and that there was Matt Bloom and Undertaker. They were there, and apparently they've been kind to his sons as well. He then went on to say the following regarding Roman Reigns and his bloodline in WWE, basically saying that here, my family is coming for you. He says, quote, congratulations on all your success. I mean, you've done tremendous things for the Samoan dynasty, your bloodline. Well, let me tell you something. There's a new bloodline coming into the WWE. It's the first blood, the native blood. It's the tribal blood. It's the tribal ancestors. So, dog, you better hold on to those saddles, because when the Native Americans arrive, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and we're going to have new champions. The Native American bloodline standing at the top. End of quote. So, yeah, basically him just saying that here, aye, Roman Reigns, we want a piece of the action. You're the big star. You're the big draw. You're the head of the table. And there's a bunch of there's a new bloodline essentially wanting to come and eat at your table, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of boring shite, if you ask me. Again, there's just going to be nothing interesting. I can just picture them now. Just two guys that probably look the same. He's got two sons. Maybe they'll try and find another bunch of Native Americans, but there's going to be no personality. There's going to be nothing that separates them from the other. I mean, you look at the MTS right now, and it's like, what's the difference between any of them? Oh, I get it. Tatanka does that stupid thing where he barks like a hyena, but apart from that, I mean, what's the difference? There's no difference. They're all that you could take. See if they're in a tag team match, you can take any two of the combination, and it doesn't change. It doesn't change shit. It just doesn't do fuck all.
This ain't going to work, man. Right? The reason why the Bloodline worked is because Roman Reigns at that point had already been forced down our throat. Also, The Rock. Tatanka ain't The Rock. There's nothing to build off of Tatanka. See, unless his sons actually come into it, there's a good chance that Tatanka's name in WWE never gets mentioned again.
I just don't think, and I don't think...
And the Usos were getting bland.
I don't think...
they turned them into, like, singles guys.
I don't think people want more Samoans. I don't think people are done with the Bloodline. The MTS just aren't over. Nobody gives a fuck about the MTS. No. Jey Uso has lost a lot of popularity. People don't want him shoved down their throat anymore. I don't think people want this.
See, singles guys, they can kind of last forever. You do need to turn them heel and face a few times, right? But technically, they tend to last forever. See, tag teams and factions, they've always got a sell-by date. They can't last forever. Unless they're, like, truly, like, NWO or DX. Even then, NWO got old and DX got old. They took years off in between. Name me a tag team. It's a bit more faction.
Yeah, but the NWO had, like, a lot of different variations as well. Now, people are going to say, so did the Bloodline, but, I mean, did it really? It just added an odd member. I mean, like, basically, it was Reigns and the Usos.
Yeah.
And with Sammy kind of tagging along for a long time, and then they added Solo Sikoa, and then that was basically it. So over the...
Yeah, but see when the NWO was like having like 4 different groups of like Hollywood, Red and Black and Red, or whatever, LWO, if you want to count that as one. It's like, at least each group was different. At least each group had its own star power. You look at like this. See, once Solo Sikoa created his own, it was the Job Squad. Any faction in the NWO was great. They don't have that today.
Yeah, these guys aren't great. This new Native Bloodline American shit ain't going to do anything for me. I can just picture it now. It's just going to be a bunch of Native Americans, and they think that they're solely going to get over. Oh, we're good because we're Native American. We're good because we're Tatanka's son. Newsflash, nobody gives a fuck about Tatanka's family. Because, to be honest, not that many people give a fuck about Tatanka. This nepotism, man, it's like you need to be the son of somebody really good if you're going to get chances. Like, David Flair, guy fucking sucked, but you know what? People gave him a chance. He seemed he mattered because here, well, that's Ric Flair's son.
Yep, same with like Garrett Bischoff, guys like that. Charlotte Flair will give you a chance, but it's just see with Tatanka, right? Honestly, I didn't even know he was Native American. I thought he was just playing a character. So that shows you how much I know.
True, yeah, I never really.
See, back in the day, that's what people did. They played characters. But that's the biggest problem for me. They would actually rather get Tatanka's two sons rather than two guys who could be much better but just play as two sons.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Yeah, no, like see if they want to do something with Native Americans, it would be better to get you get the best people for the job. Who the fuck says they need?
It's like Michael McGillicuddy. I always said Dolph Ziggler would have been a better Mr. Perfect son.
Yeah,
because he looked like Mr. Perfect and he was actually good in the ring.
And why can't you do that shit? If Jason Jordan can be Kurt Angle's son, if Kane can be the Undertaker's brother, you know why the fuck?
Yeah, but you know what? That's a bygone era. Triple H doing that? No.
Honest.
But Tatanka's on crack, by the way. If he actually thinks these guys are coming in feuding with Roman Reigns,
even Ziggler, man, his theme song had perfection in it. It did seem like they were actually. See if Meltzer came out and says, "Oh, I've got the inside scoop," and they're bigging him up. Dolph Ziggler, they're planning on revealing down the line in a year that he is Mr. Perfect's son. I could be like, I could buy that.
They could have done a storyline: Ziggler versus McGillicuddy, DNA test, something.
DNA on a pole match.
How good would that have been?
Yeah, well, we don't get it, and what we're going to get is we're just going to get a couple of Native American guys coming in thinking they're great because their dad used to be in WWE like a long time ago. That ain't good enough for me. Simply being Samoan just ain't enough. Like the MTS, the Bloodline, they think they're great because they've got Samoan blood. You're fucking not. I don't care what blood you've got in you. You're either good or you're not. And these guys fucking aren't. They're just not. I mean, Jey Uso, a bit fortunate that he got a catchphrase over, but we've been saying it for a long, long time. I mean, we say it before anyone else. Jey Uso sucks.
Yeah.
The guy was never good. I give him a bit of credit because he did get the audience, the live audience, to play along with his entrance. I give him credit for that. But he's not a good in-ring worker. He's not a good promo guy. Honestly, he's below average in both.
Yeah.
No. If Jey Uso wasn't part of this Samoan blood, but they think because he's related to Roman Reigns, that makes him a star. Roman Reigns is related to The Rock, that makes him a star.
You look back at
No, The Rock's a star. No, but why the fuck do we give a... We didn't really care, but I know people are going to say, well, that was in the past. But we didn't give a shit. Nobody really gave a shit about The Rock's dad or granddad. So why the fuck would we care about a distant cousin?
Jey Uso and Seth Rollins the crowd sings along. Like Nakamura, they sing along. There's loads of themes they sing along to, right? Look back at the Attitude Era. Al Snow got a massive reaction. What does everybody want? Head. Right? Was Al Snow being booked as a world champion due to his reaction? No, because McMahon fucking knew. This guy's great. Right? And he can be a hardcore European champion, but he's not what we need in the main event scene. But it's that bad now. They base it off crowd reaction.
No, definitely.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, what's that group that came out? Fuck, the Earthquake was in it. What's that group called?
Natural Disasters?
No, after that, like 97.
The Oddities?
Aye, the Oddities, that's the one. They had a massive crowd reaction, but you weren't going to put the world champion on a member of the Oddities. No, I mean, it's just different. Getting a great reaction for the crowd's one thing, but it doesn't necessarily make you a star. It doesn't necessarily make you a main event guy. Jey Uso's not a main event guy. He can call himself main event, but that doesn't mean shit. He's not a top star. None of the Bloodline are. Roman Reigns kind of is, but another thing, Roman Reigns had the help of getting forced down our throat by 3KM, the best to ever fucking do it. You think that Tatanka's Native American sons are going to come in bland as hell and Triple H is going to get these guys fucking over?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Triple H is the guy that's destroyed Cena and The Rock, so he's not going to get Tatanka over.
These guys should be working in McDonald's or something. And I'm saying this before we even see them, because I just know they're not going to be any good.
Yeah. And the problem is, they could be good, but they're not going to be. It's a double-edged sword. Even if they're shite, it won't work, and if they're good, it won't work. Nothing works.
Yeah, because if they were good, they're not going to go over in this crap company.
Yeah.
Well, you'll never see anybody good again.
No.
The best you'll get is he's alright. And you know what? I think that about LA Knight. I think LA Knight's alright, but how good could LA Knight possibly be? The answer to that question is not very good at all, because he's stuck in this fucking shite era. Now, I was on YouTube like last week or whatever, and this random clip came on. It was like a 30-minute highlights of LA Knight destroying people on the mic, and I wouldn't really say he was destroying them on the mic, but see when you just heard 30 minutes of LA Knight back-to-back promos and little segments and shit, you can tell this guy's got something. You can tell this guy's, he's a step above pretty much everyone else. But still, he's not great.
You're only as good as the people around you, and that's the reality.
LA Knight feels like he's above pretty much everyone else that's in this generation, but you take LA Knight and you put him into a good generation and he'd feel like he's down the bottom of the card.
You have to be a special talent to make it work by yourself. And Hogan's kind of that. I think Hogan's feels like truly the only guy that did that. Hogan, no one gave a fuck. It was just, see, as long as Hogan was against a big guy, it was fucking Hulkamania running wild.
The era matters. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not convinced Stone Cold. See, if you take late 90s Austin and you put him in the 80s, I'm not convinced he gets over to the extent that he did, because the style of the 80s I just don't think works with the Austin character, and it's like, and he wouldn't have had the people that he could have worked off of, and the same thing with LA Knight. Yeah, the guy's got charisma, the guy's a good mic talker, but who's he got to work with? He's in a fucking shite generation where just nobody's really on his level, and of course Triple H hates him because Triple H doesn't want him to be the guy.
Absolutely.
Triple H wants Jey Uso to be the guy. See, for that reason alone, you're a hater of Jey Uso, you're wrong about Jey Uso. The reason I know I'm right about Jey Uso is because of Triple H. See, the fact Triple H thinks that Jey Uso at fucking 40 is the guy that should lead the WWE into the next generation.
We're going to strap a rocket to you.
Jey Uso's the guy that he should be like the next figurehead, the next face of the company. The fact that Triple H thinks that proves to me without a shadow of a doubt that Jey Uso fucking sucks, because Triple H doesn't know anything about what's good about wrestling.
Well, why does he come up to Jey Uso at the age of 40, 41? We're going to strap a rocket to your back. Cena's last year, you've got guys that are much better than Uso, but then Braun Breaker, we're not going to have him win the title. We're going to wait and wait and wait. A guy who's 27, 28, and see Braun Breaker, I don't think he's the greatest thing ever, but he's got something about him. He can talk, he sounds like Steiner, plus point, and he can wrestle, and he makes it look legit. He's got that authenticity that Brock's got, in my opinion, obviously nowhere near Brock, but he doesn't look like a fat, flabby 40-year-old man. He looks like a guy, if he walked into a bar, you'd be like, I'm no messing with that guy.
No, ideally, I would have rather Paul Heyman just managed Braun Breaker solo without adding Bronson Reed, without going down to Seth Rollins.
No, but look at them.
But at the same time, it's like, you're saying, maybe Paul Heyman could have managed Breaker like he did Brock, but, I mean, you cannot compare 2025 Heyman to 2002 Heyman,
no,
because 2002 Heyman smoked this version.
See, when you look at, like,
Punk, this version of Heyman sucks.
When you look at Punk, and the Usos and Rollins and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, see if they walked into a bar, the average guy fancies their chances against them because they're fucking pathetic, and we've seen it, right? See if like Braun Breaker, look at Austin, that like 97, 98 intro, he's walking through the warehouse and the fucking barrels are going,
flames are going up.
Could you imagine Sami Zayn doing that?
No,
walking through Burger King, and Kevin Owens chewing the flaming hot as the flames are going. Embarrassing. Fucking wrap it up. They're pish.
Alright, guys, there you go. Tatanka's family. I'm not really interested in them. If they turn up, they turn up. But, yeah.
Because they're wank.
They'll tank the ratings, that's for sure.
You can bank on it.
Aye, anyway, that's enough rhyming words that end with A-N-K.
Quack, quack.
Till next time. Peace.